What's up guys, and welcome back to Software and Hardware Solutions, and today I'm going to talk about Counter-Strike Global Offensive, commonly known as CSGO. Now, this game, back in the day, if you were playing this game a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, for hell's sakes, fucking maybe like 5 years ago, you could play this game on a potato laptop or a potato machine. For fuck's sake, you could play this game on a page. It was that easy to run. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in 2021. This game has been optimized. Everything has been changed in this game. There's more character rendering, there's more gameplay rendering, the maps have changed, there's more maps in the game, and maybe you are struggling to play this game and you're getting under 60 frames a second in the game and you are getting frustrated and the game isn't working very well for you and stuff like that. Now today, I did a lot of research before I uploaded this video for you guys, because what my channel is about is just to help people out as much as I can. So if this works for you, leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that bell notification icon, and I'll be uploading videos on a regular basis like I'm doing right now to help people out with gameplay. So if you have any other games that you want to recommend to me to help you out with, like FPS lag, or just in general you having a bad experience with a game, with your system, leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to get back to you and make a video on your game to get it to work perfectly fine. This is what I said. This is what I mean. My YouTube is all about helping people out, and shit works both ways. Since I'm helping you out, all you can do is help me out and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell notification icon. And I really do appreciate it, guys. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, let's jump straight into it. So now I tested these launch options on a potato machine, basically a potato laptop. Alright, it had 4 cores and 4 threads. Right, so these launch options are highly recommended for people that is struggling right now to play this game. Alright, you can even use this if you want to, if you've got a really good computer. It will still work for you. Now, I didn't do this on my personal rig. I don't need this on my personal rig. This is for people out there that has computers that can't run this game very well. That's why you're watching this video. But I highly recommend, do not just copy this into your game and think that it's going to work. No, I'm going to need to explain myself what you're going to need to do with this launch options, because not everyone has the same computers. Now, I didn't do this on my personal rig. I have a 9700K and a RTX 2060 graphics card, so I don't even need any launch options. So if you've got a really good computer, you don't need this. But if you're struggling with your PC, like your laptop or your computer, whatever it is, whatever the case might be, use this launch options. These are the best launch options for 2021. Yes, I did a lot of research before I did this. All right, so I tested this on a potato laptop, like I said before, and I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to leave a link down in the description down below of this launch options and what you need to change. All you need to do is go down to the description, copy and paste it, and change some of the things. Now, the things that you're going to change is, I'm going to get to that right now, is stuff for your computer, depending on the PC that you're running or the laptop that you're running. All right, so number one is you're going to type in plus FPS max 60. All right, so if you're getting under 60 frames a second, I highly recommend putting this on 60. The game will try and force itself to hit 60 frames a second, and you only need 60 frames a second to have a smooth gameplay experience. Now, if you do not know if you're doing 60 frames a second in the game, or you're doing higher or lower, or however, all you need to do is type in this next to that. All right, so it's going to show you your FPS in game. You can also do this through Steam by going to Steam at the top here and press settings, then go to in-game gameplay, and then tick on the thing that says FPS counter. So what it will do is it will show you your FPS on the left hand side, or you can move it wherever you want to, and it will show you your FPS that you're currently doing in game on Steam, on all your games on Steam. But this here is just for CSGO, right? So it will show you your current frames per second in game. Now, if you're doing 60 frames a second, or you're doing anything higher than 60 frames a second, I highly recommend putting this on 240. If you're doing anything lower than 60 frames a second, your game is stuttering, put it on 60. It'll try and force it to 60 frames a second and have a smooth gameplay experience. All right, next one is you type in plus and then CL underscore show FPS 1. Now, what that will do is it will show your FPS in green at the top. On the left hand side, it will show you the frames per second that you're currently doing in the game. Right, so then you're going to press space and you're going to type that, which is high. Now, what that is, it's going to do change everything for the game to use everything in your PC or your laptop, like your RAM, your CPU, and your graphics card, and it's going to force the game to high priority. So what it will do is it will force the game to use every resources in your computer or laptop to run this game perfectly fine. So I highly recommend putting that in there. Now, this one over here is novid. Now, what that does is it basically skips the intro video. Now, you could put this here or you don't have to, but you can. I highly recommend it because normally a lot of people don't want to see the intro video, so they press spacebar or they press enter or they press skip or escape and they just spam their keyboard to pass the video. Now, you could just put in this here and it will skip the video for you automatically. All right. Now, I know a lot of people that is struggling with this game right now most likely have a 60 hertz refresh rate monitor. So you have a 60 hertz monitor. Now, if you do have anything higher than this, like let's say you've got a 120 hertz monitor, change it to 120. If you've got a 144 hertz monitor, change it to 144. If you've got a 240 hertz monitor, change it to 240. Now, I know most of you out there are rocking a 60 hertz monitor or 60 hertz display on your laptop. Change that to 60, keep it on 60. All right, the next one is this over here. That's nojoy. Now, what that does is the game will now realize that you're not using a controller, and I do not know why, but it's weird. But this command line, it actually works to get you more FPS in game because it realizes, whoa, okay, CSGO is meant to be played on a PC with a keyboard and mouse, but what this does is it makes the game better. I don't know why, I don't know how it does it, but I did research and it actually works because I tried it on the potato laptop and it worked, guys. It works. Trust me, it works. Ladies and gentlemen, it works. It's fucking weird, I know, but it works. Put it in there. All right, the next one is going to be zero dynamic, or well, you're going to type in plus r underscore dynamic 0. So what that does is it's going to change the dynamic lighting in the game. So it's going to give you more FPS in the game because it's going to change a little bit of the shadows and the lighting in the game itself, and you're going to get more FPS by just having this in here, and it will help. Trust me. All right, so the next one you're going to do is type in this. And like I said, that laptop that I tested on, the potato laptop, has 4 cores, 4 threads. Now, if you do not know how much cores and how much threads your CPU has on your laptop or your computer, all you need to do is type in the CPU on Google that you have and type in specs. Then it's going to tell you if you have 4 core, 8 threads, 6 core, 12 threads, 8 core, 8 threads, or even better than that, you know, like maybe higher than that. But I highly recommend, if you are struggling with this game right now, you most likely do not have that much cores and you do not have that much threads. Now, the laptop that I was using had 4 threads, 4 cores and 4 threads. Now, you type in threads and you type in the amount of threads that your CPU has. So if it has 8 threads, commonly known as 4 core 8 threads, or even 8 core 8 threads, I highly recommend putting on an 8. But if you've got a 4 core 4 thread CPU, I highly recommend putting on a 4. Then the next step is going to be full screen. That will automatically force the game to open up in full screen mode. No, you do not want to play this in borderless or windowed mode. Trust me, you want it to force it to play in full screen mode. All right, so the next one is going to be this one over here, which is plus CL underscore INTERP, which is interrupt, basically, short term, right? So what this does is it's going to not interrupt your internet connection. So if you've got a really bad internet connection, this might help you. If you've got a really good internet connection, this will help you even more, which is pretty cool. It's actually a really cool option. Now, another one that you can do is, it's very similar, but it's a little bit different, all right? So which is plus CL underscore interrupt, but it's going to say INTERP underscore ratio 1. So this one right here. So what that will do is it will keep the internet connection on a constant rate that you are using for your laptop or your computer, or if you're using Wi-Fi. All right, so the next one that you're going to do is this one over here, which is plus CL underscore update rate 128. Now that's the tick of the server that you're playing on CSGO. I highly recommend putting on a 128. Do not change this to anything else. It will help you a lot. I tested this on the potato machine, like I said, and it worked perfectly fine. Then the next one you're going to do is plus CL underscore force preload 1. Now what that is going to do is it's going to force the game to pre-render everything in the game before you even get into the game. So you're going to basically, let's say you play a casual or competitive match or whatever you're playing, you just say play, then it starts loading at the bottom. It's going to force render everything into the game for you before you even get into the game. Now, once this is done and you change everything, all you need to do is press the exit button over here and click play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that should help you with your launch options. Let me show you what you can do inside Windows to also get more FPS out of your game, and just in general Windows settings that you can tweak to get more FPS out of CSGO. Alright, let's jump straight into that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm on my desktop right now, so all you need to do is be on your desktop, and then from here, all you need to do is go to the search bar here and type in run. Once you type in run, you open up the run tab. Now there's an easier way of doing this. All you need to do is press the Windows key on your keyboard and R, and it will also bring up the run tab. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is press shift and 5 to bring up the percentage symbol and type in temp, just like that, and the shift and 5 to bring up the percentage symbol and press enter. Now I'm going to move this from my other monitor and just put it on my screen. Now you just click on anything over here, press Ctrl A, highlight everything that's inside here, right click on it and say delete. Once that's deleted, all you need to do is just close out of this and then empty your recycling bin. Once you empty your recycling bin, you're going to go back here again and you're going to type in run and you're going to type in prefetch. Doesn't matter if it's capital letters or small letters, it doesn't matter as long as you type in prefetch and press enter. Say continue. Once you're over here, Windows goes and prefetches these files and you do not need them. So just click on anything over here, press Ctrl and A, highlight all of it, right click on it and say delete. Now just say skip because Windows is currently using this file and it can't be deleted. Alright, so once you've done that, you right click on your recycling bin, say empty recycling bin and say yes. Once you're done with that, we're going to go back to the search bar again and we're going to type in graphics settings, just like that. And it's going to give you an option over here where it says graphics settings and just click on that. Once you're over here, you're going to add CSGO. Now, there's an easy way to do this. All you need to do is go to browse. Go to where your Steam is installed. So wherever your Steam is installed, you go into it, go to Steam apps, go to common, and find CSGO. Once you find CSGO, you're going to add CSGO. Now CSGO is already added by me. Just double click on it. Make sure you double click on it, and it will add it over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on it, go to options, and select high performance, and let it choose your graphics card. Say save, and then close out of this. Once you're done with that, you're going to go back to the search bar again, and you're going to type in edit power plan, just like that, and you're going to click on edit power plan. Once you go to edit power plan, you're going to go to power options. All right, once you go to power options, we're going to create one for CSGO. All right, so all you need to do is I'm actually going to just change this so you guys can see how you do this. I'm going to delete it. All right, so it's deleted. So I'm using high performance. Now we're going to create a power plan for CSGO. All you need to do is go to create a power plan, go over here and select high performance. Highlight everything inside here and type in for CSGO. Say next. Once you're over here, make sure it says never and say create. Now we have a power plan for CSGO. Go to change plan settings, go to change advanced power settings and click on that. Once you're over here, you're going to see these boxes. Now once you're over here, all you're going to need to do is go to hard disk, open it up, and where it says turn off hard disk after, yours might say 10 minutes or 20 minutes. All you need to do is just tick on the box and delete everything inside there and type in 0. Say apply, click anywhere, and it's going to say never. Now what this does is it says turn off hard disk after 10 or 20 minutes if yours is on 10 or 20 minutes. Now you've changed it to 0 and it's going to never switch off your hard drive. It's very important to keep your hard drive running constantly instead of it turning off at random times. Alright, so go all the way down where it says processor power management, click on this and go to minimum processor state. Now for laptop users, you'll see an option that says plugged in or on battery. Change both of them to 100%. Desktop users, you only get one option like this. All you need to do is just click here, go into the box and type in 100 and say apply. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to maximum processor state and make sure it's on 100. Once you're done with that, you click OK, you close out of this and you exit out of this. Once you're done with that, I'm going to show you guys what you can do inside CSGO, inside the game, to get more FPS out of your game. Alright, let's jump straight into that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in CSGO right now in the options menu. So obviously you just go to the little settings and then it's going to take you to the video tab and you click on the video tab and this is your video tab. Alright, now with the launch options that I gave you guys, it's going to show you your FPS. Now you can also do this through Steam. You can just go to Steam on the left hand side at the top, go to settings, go to in-game, and tick the FPS counter. But you don't need to do that since you're using my launch options, so it will constantly show you FPS when you play the game, so you can see what FPS you are doing. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is obviously select computer monitor. This is own personal preference. I like mine at 110, so I actually can see characters and stuff like that, and dark shadows and stuff like that. It's much better to keep this at 110, but this is your own personal preference. Obviously keep this at whatever your monitor is. If you're rocking a 1080p monitor, select 1080p. If you're rocking anything below that, select 720p. If you're rocking anything higher than that, like a 4K monitor, okay, obviously most likely if you are playing this game right now and you're getting low FPS, you are not playing this game at a 4K monitor. I'm rocking a 4K 55-inch smart curved TV and it's at 4K, but I play my game at 1080p to get more FPS. Alright, so once you're done with that, you select full screen mode. You can also play around with this, so you can also choose full screen windowed, which will help you out to get more FPS. You can play around with it depending on your system that you're running. Now, I highly recommend where it says laptop power saving mode, disable this if you are a laptop user. Now we're going to go to the advanced settings, which is global shadow quality. I highly recommend putting this on either low or medium, depending on your system specs. If you got a low-end machine, put it on low. If you got a mid-tier machine, put it on medium or high. Alright, where it says model text to detail, I highly recommend putting this on high and just keep it on high so that the textures of the characters is good. If you're still getting FPS loss, just put it on medium. Alright, where it says texture streaming, you can disable this. You do not need this. It's going to let you get less FPS if you enable this, so make sure that this is disabled. Alright, where it says effect detail, you can actually put this on low or medium. It doesn't really matter as long as you select any of these and play around with them. Just play around with them and see what you get, but you do not need effects that much because they don't count in game, because you want to wreck people in this game. You do not want to see a lot of effects and details and stuff like that, but you can play around with it. It's your own personal preference. I highly recommend putting on medium or low if you are struggling with this game. Alright, so where it says shader detail, this is a very, very important one. I highly recommend putting this on medium to low if you're rocking a low-end laptop or low-end PC, or you can put it on high if you can play it at high and it doesn't affect your FPS. Alright, where it says boost player contrast, enable this. It helps you to see the players, which is a really good thing to have. Multi-core rendering, I highly recommend to disable this. Just disable this. You do not need it. I have a good enough card to have this enabled, so if you've got a low-end card or a low-end machine and you're watching this video to get more FPS, disable this. You do not need it. Alright, where it says this anti-analyzing mode, I highly recommend putting this on none or on 2. Play around with these two and check your FPS at the top once you're in game and playing the game. Right, all you're going to do is go down here where it says anti-analyzing. I highly recommend putting this on disable. The next one you're going to keep on auto. Let it auto do it for your specific machine and your specific display or monitor. Let it auto it. Alright, where it says virtual sync, disable this. Where it says motion blur, disable this. You do not want this on. It's going to give you less FPS. And where it says triple monitor mode, disable this. Even though I've got 3 or 2 monitors and 1 TV, I disable this. I don't need it at all. Which is use Uber shaders. Just disable this completely. Just disable it and say apply settings. Once you're done with that, if you get more FPS out of your game and your gameplay experience is much better, leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new here. I would really do appreciate it. Everyone out there, leave a comment down below if this actually helped you out, because I would love to have some feedback from you guys to see if this actually helped you guys out. And thanks guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace out.